it's hard living up to the expectations of what your coach is setting year in and year out when, you could be just setting the way the last coach set it.
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers, fiercely local, fiercely loyal.
So now you have to totally shift gears and go and play in these 16-game seasons with, now it's 17, right? Whole different world.
Yeah.
Tell the viewers what it felt like to be drafted by, kind of your hometown team.
Yeah, I'll say this before I get into it. Right after the Sugar Bowl, you had a meeting scheduled for all the upcoming players on the team, and I thought that included all seniors. I was not ready to leave Ohio State,
right.
And so I remember you coming up to me and like, Cam, you don't have this meeting anymore. But
broke your heart, right?
It did. It was a harsh reality for me.
Right.
And I think going into the NFL, it's a big change. It moves a lot faster. You're dealing with the best of the best. And when I got drafted here, I always knew there was a responsibility there. Because I was from here, because I have such respect for this city, but also the history. They've got 6 Super Bowls and they're working on a 7th one. So when you look at just the rich tradition, it's like Ohio State that I cried because I was not only going to my hometown, but I was going to get to wear black and gold, and I was going to wear it proud. I remember you brought back Dick LeBeau all those years ago, and little did I know that was going to be my DC one day. Right. And I was just very thankful, and I'm still very thankful to be in a situation where I can, be in part of 2 great organizations in Ohio State and Pittsburgh.
Well, as I think about the Steelers, and I grew up in Cleveland, so I'm a little bit of a Browns guy, but I love you, so I'm always rooting for you, and I was rooting for Shazier and Will Allen and all of our guys, but the brown and orange, I was a little kid. So, but the one thing that I always really admired about the Steelers started with the Rooney family, and they've been the owners for I don't know how long. Maybe forever, and to see what they've built, they've only had 4 or 5 coaches.
I
I mean,
think it's 4. Yeah,
4. Yeah, Chuck Noll, who's from Cleveland.
Yeah,
I had to bring that up. Chuck Noll. Then of course you had Bill Cowher, and you've got Mike Tomlin,
and then I think there was one before Chuck Noll.
One before Chuck Noll.
Yeah,
but what do you think? All these different NFL franchises that have not had that continued, success. What do you think that the organization does differently to build that team?
I think they value consistency, and some of these teams, it's a new head coach every year.
Yeah,
and I think that's not only hard from a front office standpoint, it's harder for, a team standpoint. It's hard living up to the expectations of what your coach is setting year in and year out when, you could be just setting the way the last coach set it. Right. But I think you can't lie. There's been a lot of successful players on these teams that, if you're coaching them, you're riding your tail. You're going to have a chance. So
you're going to have a chance.
And so I think working hand in hand with, having good coaches like Cowher, Tomlin, and, Chuck Noll, but also having guys like Troy Polamalu, Joe Green, Ben Roethlisberger, they might be from the obscure places of Miami, Ohio, or anywhere else, but when they come to Pittsburgh, they're living right.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers, fiercely local, fiercely loyal.